Hey guys, I was about to clap, but I didn't want to do it. I uploaded a picture on my Instagram the other day of this look that I did on my eyes, and a lot of you guys asked me to make a tutorial. Fucking hey, I can't talk. So here we go, a tutorial. I first want to go into like a quick review of the KYLiE palette, and I will leave like right below where you could skip to if you just want to get to the tutorial because you don't really care about a review. So first with the review, I purchased the KYLiE Cosmetics Peach palette, and it comes with a brush which I put somewhere. It's right here. I haven't even opened it or used it, to be honest. I had a feeling it was just going to be cheap quality, and it feels like it, in all honesty. Whatever. So first and foremost, this palette was what, $45? I have never purchased any of her products beforehand, any of her eyeshadow palettes or anything, but I've heard nothing but good positive things about her palettes. So when I saw this one, I fell in love with it. I thought it was so pretty. I love the color selection. I like the white palette. I like that it's a nice mixture, a nice balance of mattes and shimmers. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get that palette. When I received it, it came in a packaging. It was great and funky fresh. It was whatever. Okay, cool. So a lot of people have been complaining that the palette smells. Oh my God. In all honesty, my palette has no scent to it. The packaging itself did have a really strong chemical smell. It honestly smelled like it was coming from the like the styrofoam foam stuff that they use to protect the palette so it doesn't shatter or break at all. It smelled like it was coming from that. And I mean, I just didn't think anything of it. It did smell like chemicals. I just threw it away anyways. But my palette itself, it doesn't smell. So I don't know if it's some palette smell. I don't know if people are smelling the packing stuff or what. This palette is not good at all. The colors are very chalky, very sheer. There's no pigment to the shimmers. I would highly suggest that you don't purchase this palette. I have nothing against KYLiE. I think she is doing her damn thing and just living her life, so whatever. A lot of people always like to comment and tell me how they don't like her and go on and on about her. I don't care. This is about the palette, not her personally. Just let it be. Let it be. I'm not the best person to swatch on because I have like tattoos, so I'm gonna swatch on my fingers. I'm gonna just kind of start with this one, and I'll go this one, this one, this one, this one, okay? This is the first. Now I feel like the mattes, they're pretty good. Like they're not that bad. It's these shimmers that it starts to get questionable. Like that one, where is it? Nobody knows. Disappeared. Another matte shade. This one I liked a lot. This one is that greenish gold shade, which you can't even see. This is the blue, the lilac color. This is a bronze shade. It's like a sparkly cinnamon color, and then the matte cinnamon shade. So as you can see, a lot of these don't even show up. It's kind of like, what's the point? The mattes I felt like showed up really well. The blue was debatable. I feel like with all the different brands that are out right now, it's kind of like we expect better quality, and this one definitely doesn't have good quality at all. These shimmers are just so awful. And yeah, I'm actually, like, if I could return it, I would. I might just end up selling it. I don't know, honestly, but I don't want it. With that being said though, I did this look with it. Now I know this look is pretty, but that's because I used only the matte shades. I didn't use any of the shimmers. It's just a waste of time. Don't even mess with the shimmers. Now we can get into the tutorial, which is this look right here. I created like a cut crease and then added this little line to make my cut crease look more fun and funky. It's pretty easy. It's with like 3 shades that you can use from home, or if you have the KYLiE palette and you're stuck with it, you can use those 3 shades as well. Let's get into it. I'm gonna start off by priming my skin with the Tarte Clean Slate Timeless Smoothing Primer. So I like to put this on my nose and my cheeks, anywhere that I have the larger pores, and I really want to smooth and soften. My Fiona Styles Luminous Finish Foundation Concentrate. I use the color number 4, which is a little too dark for me. So I'm actually almost out of this foundation. So it's the first time in a long time that I actually went through this whole bottle. I am gonna repurchase this for sure, but Definitely gonna go with a lighter color because it's way too dark for me. I'm going to mix in a little bit of my Manic Panic Dream Tone Flawless Foundation and Color Corrector. This is in the color Virgin. It's a white, so you can mix it in with foundation and it will lighten it. So I place the foundation like center of my face, and then I like to take my sponge and blend it out. Just to avoid getting the makeup in my hairline, because that seems to always be an issue. I'm going to take my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer and just dab under my eyes, sides of my nose, around my nose, around my mouth, chin, forehead. Oh, and down the center of my nose. Hormonally, we get red around the nose and the mouth, so you can always pop a little bit of concealer in there to hide the redness. Really? I'm gonna get murdered? Nobody was even out there. This is like how all of the Lifetime movies start. I'm gonna get murdered. For my contour, I'm going to be using the Velvet 59 by Paris Manning. Contour is a girl's best friend. Small stipple brush. I'm gonna use this lighter shade. I don't know, I've been noticing in pictures that my contour has been looking really rough. Really powdery, chalky, something. So I thought maybe cream would be better. I think it's better. I'm not sure yet. So I'm going along my jawline, hollow of my cheek, and then along my upper hairline. And then I take my sponge. This is the Real Techniques sponge. And I just kind of lightly pat over the contour. Oh my God, I wasn't recording. God, I hate this camera. It never works out for me. The only thing I did was I set my under eyes with the Laura Mercier Loose Setting Powder. And with my sponge, I just set, you know. And then I talked briefly about how I live next to a busy road, so if you hear buzzing in the background, it's because I live on a busy road. Now I'm gonna do my eyebrows. I'm going to be using the Makeup Forever Pro Sculpting Brow Palette number 2. So you get 3 brow colors, a wax, and a highlight. So I'm actually going to start with this middle shade and just kind of lightly fill in my brows. As an eyeshadow primer, I've really been liking to use the Makeup Forever Full Cover Concealer, and this is number 4. I usually either use number 1 or number 4. I can't find number 1, so it's a waterproof concealer, and it works really well as an eyeshadow primer. So I just am using a small concealer brush, and I'm going to put this all over the eye. A tiny bit goes such a long way, and it will neutralize any type of darkness or discoloration you have on your lid. I'm taking a little bit of my Laura Mercier Loose Translucent Powder with All Over Shadow Brush, and I like to just lightly dust it on the lid. This will make sure when working with matte eyeshadows isn't stick and get muddy. Muddy meaning dark and patchy looking. So just dust on a little bit of translucent powder and it will help it kind of like slide and glide better. So for this look, I used my KYLiE Cosmetics Peach Palette. Now mine, I dropped it when I first opened it and these last shades popped out because I guess it's like a magnet in there. Yeah, boom. So if they're out of order, that's why, because I know someone was saying I got a fake one because they're not in the right order. I was like, okay, I think they're in the right order actually. I don't know, whatever, it does not matter. Okay. So I'm just going to use this matte shade right here. It's like a cinnamon color. I think it's called Cinnamon. And this is my Stilazzi large shadow brush. But I'm just gonna come right into like my crease area. And then wing it out. So extending it. And then connecting the edge. Making it an outer V. Right here. Boom. Shakalaka. So I'm just going back and forth. You don't necessarily need this palette to do the look. You could also use shades that are similar. So don't ever think that you have to get this palette. No, just use what you got. I'm just wiping down my large shadow brush on, like I always have a towel or a paper towel in front of me. I just kind of wipe it off. And then I'm gonna take this shade right here. I think it's called Peachy. And I'm gonna put this just right on my brow bone, just lightly. I think the only reason I did this was just because I wanted to add another color, just to use another color, but it doesn't really do much. The mattes are pretty good. It's everything else that sucks. If you're contemplating on whether or not you want this palette, I would say skip it. Skip it, skip it. You remember that? That was a fun toy. Now I am taking a very small defining brush. This one is by Emma Bell. And I'm gonna take this first shade that I'd used, the matte, and I dipped it in a little bit of this one. It's like a cinnamon color, but with some shimmer. The shimmer like doesn't even show. And I'm gonna put it right on the crease just to define it a little bit more. And don't worry about it being perfect because we're gonna clean it all up. This lady had cleaned up my eyebrows the other day and they actually kind of look worse. Like I'm wondering what happened. The very best thing of all, there's a counter on the ball. Sorry, I just have to wipe down this brush. This is the Urban Decay Tight Line brush. It's also a very small defining brush. And I'm just going to take a little bit of the Makeup Forever Full Cover Concealer that I used as my primer. And I'm just going to clean up the eye and give a really nice sharp cut crease. I'm gonna go back with my small defining brush that I did my crease with, right? Yeah. And this shade right here called Cinnamon, a little bit more than halfway over the lid. Do a line right here, but you could always decide where you wanna put it. Boom. Yes. Okay, with my small defining brush, I'm gonna dip a little bit into Cinnamon and a little bit into this blue because this blue is crap, but it does deepen the shadow a little bit because I want it a little bit deeper right in here. Let's bring some underneath the lower lash line. So with my small defining brush, going back to Cinnamon and bring it right under here. Okay, that was easy, right? With my Ico Fat Brush Mascara, big and bold, I'm going to put on a coat of mascara. I added lashes. I will leave in the description box below what lashes these are. I threw the box somewhere. I know I still have the box because I've been really good at saving the boxes lately. I'm taking the Natasha Denona Glow Powder, and this one is number 1 Light. It's an all over glow powder. I like it because it gives you a soft highlight. Because if you know me, you know I don't really do like a crazy highlight. I'm not really into it. And this powder is nice because you can lightly like dust it on all over and it gives you an all over glow. It's just nice. I really like it. I won't lie. So I'm just gonna do like a light lilac color. This is a Smashbox lip gloss and it's called Lilac Light. And there you go, a very easy look that you can do using some peach colors. I would highly suggest that you do not purchase the KYLiE Cosmetics peach palette. I'm sorry, it's just not good. Unless you're a big fan of her and you just want to support her and purchase her products, then I can understand wanting to buy it. But if you're looking for good quality makeup, I would say no. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked this tutorial. You have a really good day today and please make good choices. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? Come on, say it. Sing it.